She's one of the great American vocalists. Every characteristic that goes into perfect singing: intonation, rhythmic timing, great individual sound. She had it all. No dials, no 55 takes, just her voice. Who was Sarah Vaughan? Here on Big on Bebop. What is this thing called love? She was born Sarah Lois Vaughn on March 27, 1924 in Newark, New Jersey, to a deeply religious African-American family. Her father, Asbury Jake Vaughan, was a carpenter and amateur guitarist, while her mother, Ada Vaughan, was a laundress and sang in the church choir. Sarah's early exposure to music came from church, where she began playing piano and singing as a child. By her teens, she was already known in local circles for her remarkable voice and musicianship. Vaughn attended East Side High School and began taking piano lessons around the age of 7. She also studied organ and voice, skills that laid the foundation for her later musical prowess. Her early influences included jazz greats such as Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, and Louis Armstrong. In 1942, at just 18 years old, Vaughn entered and won the Apollo Theater Amateur Night in Harlem, a victory that marked the turning point in her life. She performed Body and Soul, and her performance caught the attention of singer and bandleader Billy Eckstine, who was then part of the Earl Hines Band. Thanks to Eckstine's recommendation, Vaughn was hired as a second pianist and singer with Hines's big band. This band was a hotbed of bebop innovation and featured future jazz legends like Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, and Art Blakey. In 1944, Vaughn left Earl Hines' band with Billy Eckstine to join his newly formed orchestra. It was here that she made her first recordings, including work with Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie, pioneers of the bebop revolution. This early experience steeped Vaughn in the sophisticated harmonies and improvisational style that would define her career. In 1945, she launched her solo career and recorded Lover Man and Time and Again, beginning a string of successful recordings. She signed with Musicraft Records, and in 1947, her recording of Tenderly became a major hit. By the 1950s, Vaughn was an established star, often referred to as the Divine One and Sassy. She signed with Columbia Records, expanded her repertoire to include pop standards, ballads, and jazz numbers. Hits during this period included Misty, Broken Hearted Melody, and Make Yourself Comfortable. In the mid-1950s, she moved to Mercury Records, where she enjoyed greater artistic freedom. She recorded jazz-focused albums on the MRC label, Mercury's jazz division, working with top-tier musicians like Clifford Brown, notably on Sarah Vaughan with Clifford Brown 1954, which is considered one of the greatest vocal jazz albums of all time. Sarah Vaughan possessed one of the most extraordinary voices in American music. Her range was wide and flexible, and she had impeccable pitch, phrasing, and control. She could sing with operatic intensity, bebop agility, and bluesy soulfulness. Known for her vibrato, scat singing, and ability to interpret lyrics with deep emotion, she was a musician-singer, admired by both instrumentalists and vocalists. Musicians praised her ability to treat her voice like an instrument. Miles Davis once said, "Sarah Vaughan has the best vocal instrument of any singer working today." Even as rock and pop began dominating the airwaves, Vaughan remained a respected figure in jazz and continued to perform worldwide. In the 1970s, she made a series of live and studio recordings that reasserted her jazz credentials, including Live in Japan in 1973, How Long Has This Been Going On in 1978 with Oscar Peterson, and Send in the Clowns in 1974. In 1982, she signed with Pablo Records, producing critically acclaimed recordings well into her later years. She collaborated with prominent arrangers like Michel Legrand and Quincy Jones, expanding her reach into orchestral and contemporary jazz. Sarah Vaughan received many accolades over her lifetime: Grammy Award for Lifetime Achievement in 1989, National Endowment of the Arts Jazz Masters Award in 1989, Hollywood Walk of Fame star, induction into the Grammy Hall of Fame. Her personal life was marked by struggles with relationships and management, but her musical output remained remarkably consistent. Sarah Vaughan died from lung cancer on April 3, 1990 in Hidden Hills, California, just days after her 66th birthday. She remains a towering figure in jazz, often spoken of in the same breath as Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday. Sarah Vaughan was a singular talent whose voice transcended genres and generations. With her unmatched range, impeccable musicianship, and expressive interpretations, she left an indelible mark on vocal jazz and American music. Whether interpreting the Great American Songbook or bebop compositions, Vaughan elevated every song into a unique work of art. Sarah Vaughan, the standard for beautiful singing.